Women's Hub. So I welcome you to our bi-weekly Growth Day Engage to Vision Women's Hub. Who is Vision Women's Hub? It is a hub, it is a space, it is a network, an environment of women where growth never stops, of course. And we believe there is more to what we now know. And we have decided to be vulnerable and say that we don't know it all. And every 2 weeks, we are here to know more. And actually, we are getting it. So it's an open space where we share what we know. And when we don't know, we open our hearts and learn. So we are humble. And today we are humbled that Dr. Jane is going to be our mentor today. Here we support each other and we have the same mindset of growth. But you can't grow without a vision. You will just drift in life with every wave and current, and you will end in an absurd place. So we believe without a vision, people really perish. And our vision here to Vision Women's Hub is to ensure women thrive in every area or space or season. And you can't thrive without entering some rooms like these where you get knowledge, insight, wisdom, nuggets from Dr. Jane today. And other ladies have been with us and we have actually taken their advice, their mentorship, and actually we have gone with their networks after we engage them and we meet them personally, and they have actually opened some doors that we could not have opened just by being on this network at this time. So we love you, and we know that as we are growing in vision, our visions are growing. We know that means we are going to encounter problems, and this is a space where you can learn on how to problem solve something that has been bothering you or hindering your growth, because vision comes with a set of big problems. So you need to solve them to achieve what you want. And we believe you can't do it alone, and you do it with such minds that are on Growth Day Engage. So it's time. Welcome our speaker, Dr. Jane. Dr. Jane, I think you can see wisdom doesn't lie. And I think today we are going to get more wisdom from our lady, none other than Dr. Jane. I know Dr. Jane from BNI. I met her in BNI circles, BNI networks. And I love what she does best. And what she does best has brought her on this forum because we get the best. We learn from the best here. So who is Dr. Jane? Dr. Jane Kayondo is retired in two soft skills as an enthusiast, an advocate and trainer from a world-class career in health research. She focuses on filling gaps in soft skills for employability, business, and life in youth workforces and professionals. Dr. Jane is the founder and CEO of a company called Rounding Up Edges Roots International, located at Small Nkumba. She resides in Lyamutundwe, Mpala. I don't know if that's where she stayed, Lyamutundwe, Mpala. She will tell us. She's a wife to Murangira Moses Kayondo. Oh, we have a Murangira in the house. A mother of 4 adult children and grandmother to 3. So we welcome you, flowers to you, and this is the time we have been all waiting for. Welcome, Jane.
Thank you very much, Patience. I know we have talked about this time for a while. I'm so happy that today it has come to be. And I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad to see you, Patricia, my mother. My mother was called Patricia. So every Patricia is very special to me. And any Tricias on the forum, I'm very happy to see you. I'm very happy to see everyone. Right now we stand at over 25, which is amazing. And we are going to delve in quickly. Let me share my slides. Sharing is not alone. The host hasn't allowed you to share. Can somebody give me sharing rights?
Right. Precious just needs to add you as a co-host, and you'll be able to share.
Yes. Okay. So while we are sorting out the sharing, as Patience has said, my passion at this time in my life is on filling soft skills gaps. I came into this space out of my own experience and suffering from the lack of them for so many years, learning them the hard way through errors, and I have so many scars from these lessons, but also observing society and realizing that a lot of the time what holds us back is lack of these soft skills, these interpersonal skills, self-discipline skills, people skills. These days we even call them power skills because they are very, very powerful. Yeah.
I don't know, Dr. Jane. I have given you the rights. Okay.
Yeah. I've grabbed them.
Good.
Yeah. So today we are going to discuss the skills we need in order to pursue our own visions. My vision, your vision, everybody's vision. I think before we just delve straight into soft skills, let's break out into some small groups. And we do a bit of an exercise. Yes, maybe 5, since we've started a late, maybe 5, 7 minutes. And maybe you've discussed this before. As you pursue your vision, what are the biggest challenges you are faced or you anticipate to face in this process of developing them, living them, achieving them? So when you go into your small groups, identify specific obstacles, because I want to make sure that the soft skills I'm going to talk about are need responsive. I don't want to give you a lecture on all sorts of soft skills. I want to know what are the challenges you have faced or you anticipate to face. Specifically, some of the common obstacles and challenges that you are already experiencing or you anticipate to experience. When we come back into our groups, the discussion will start from there. So Patricia, I think break us up into groups as quickly and as easily as you can so that we start discussing.
All right, I am ready. And ladies and gentlemen, the rooms are open.
You can throw me in a group, throw Patricia, Patience in any group as well, and you are safe in any group. So if you can be in separate groups, that would be nice.
So the groups are open. Everyone has been invited. Just feel free to click breakout room on your screen and you will be able to move to your group. Destiny, are you having a hard time joining your group?
Yes, I am trying to click it, but I'm not able to join.
I wonder why but you have seen the breakout room option on your screen?
Yes, I've seen it.
You just need to click it. Why is it failing to be clicked? That's all you need to do. But I have invited you.
Let me try leaving and joining when I see.
Okay. Eva, is that you? Are you going to join a breakout room or you want to stay with me? Eva? Sue, Charity. Hello, Charity. So we are in breakout rooms. We have just joined the breakout rooms. So I'll just add you to one. You can just, the conversation has just started, so it's not late. Destiny, I'm going to reassign you now. Destiny, able to join? Perfect. No, are you able to join now, Destiny?
Okay.
Okay.
So we are now back. Let's quickly share the challenges we found. So one person in each group, very quickly, let's not take too much time over this. What challenges did we find?
A group one,
Which
you can
group were
begin.
Yeah, group one, yes.
Just so that people know where they were, group one had Christina, Esther Katushave, Sandra, and Trisha. So one of you, ladies, please.
I think that's the group I was in also.
Right. Yes, I didn't read your name because, I didn't want people to know that you were there with them.
Yes. So maybe in the interest of time, our group, we didn't quite speak. People put things in the chat. We got 4 challenges, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 challenges actually. Interpersonal skills, environment, was it clear what that meant? Decision-making, multitasking, and work-life balance. So now Patricia, group 2.
And group 2 had Mr. Banji, Regina, Sharon Aine, and our CEO. Our CEO Patience.
Yes, I think that was one of our members said that for him, his problem is the challenge that he's encountering as he's pursuing his vision is managing people.
Hello? Patience has frozen. Can somebody who was in the group give us the rest of the challenges you identified?
Mr. Banji had unmuted himself. Please go ahead, sir.
Yes. Mr. Banji, did you have more?
Yes, I had a few more, but I think other people had other issues. One was I don't remember the name, but I think it was Sharon, who said that she wanted to. Her struggle was with her former place of work is basically finding work that is in alignment with her vision.
Yes, so work issues, work, work, career, let's put those together.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
I didn't take note of everything. Maybe Patricia could have taken the notes or something like that.
Group 3, let's go quickly. Group 3.
And group 3 had Angel Destiny, Pauline, and Christine's iPhone. So ladies, Christine, because you
thank you. I was. Hello, can you hear me? I was
yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
On the challenges that we were able to generate, one of them is sabotage from workers, suppliers, competitors in case of a business. Then being judged or criticized by colleagues at work. Another challenge is not being sure about a vision you want to target. That is like you don't know where to aim directly. Then lack of motivation. At times you can begin something, but along the way, you lose the motivation and somehow you are thrown back or you just give up on the task you want to do. Then the issue of support system, support network from colleagues, family, friends. Yeah, those were the 5 groups we were able to come up with. Thank you.
Wow, very interesting. The next group is group what?
The
Group
next
5?
group is group 4 that had Annette, Fiona, and Rachel. Annette, Fiona, and Rachel. Group 3 seem to have had an hour to discuss.
Yes. So did you come up with anything that's different than what's listed already? Group 5?
Group 5 had Ivy and Marie, Imi. And then group 6 had Dr. Hanifa, Grace, and Jacqueline. And then group 7 had Ida, Jacobs, and Jen. I think if anyone is willing to share, they can share.
Yes.
Okay, for our group, we actually talked about fear, that sometimes you just fear to pursue your vision. Then we talked about not being consistent. Like you start your vision, like you are sort of going through your vision, but then you are not consistent and you don't follow up. I think those are the major things that came from my group.
Any other group has anything new to add?
In central Gaza and Hami, every hour it seems like the numbers I read out are going up. How are the hospital and
Somebody needs to mute. There is background noise. So we can, if there's nobody who is having another major obstacle to add, we can stop here. The big message here is the road is not going to be easy. It's not going to be simple. It's not going to be obstacle-free. And I think for me to stand here and say that soft skills will fix it all, I would not be being honest. Okay? So the road has so many obstacles. In a very short time, we were able to identify over 10, over 15 different obstacles. And I'm going to share what myself, I found as obstacles. And there were many. And there are still many because I'm also still having big visions for my life, big visions for my company, big visions for my children, big visions for my family. Self-doubt. Very often I would stop and say, really? Am I capable? Do I have the ability? And then I lock myself in that self-doubt for quite a while. Somebody mentioned fear. Sometimes it's fear, but it's fear of failure sometimes. What if I don't measure up? What if I can't get this vision done? What if it's too big? What if all that fear of failure sometimes got in my way? And of course, health and well-being. When you are unwell, when you go through a period of unwellness, that's when you feel that I better reroute because I'm not going to be okay. That is at the same, I have it at the bottom, physical and mental health issues. They actually cause you big challenges in your vision. You have lack of confidence. Sometimes you are so timid, you know, you're not sure that you can do it. Sometimes the climate is not the right one. And somebody mentioned environment. I liked that. You are in an environment that's not conducive. Somebody mentioned the sabotage at work, the difficulties at your workplace, even difficulties within your family construct can also have the bad climate and the environment you face. Balancing work and personal life, somebody mentioned that already, is a big struggle when you are trying to get your vision done. Somebody also mentioned career advancement barriers. You want to get to somewhere to the top, the scholarship just doesn't come. But your dream is to have a master's, a PhD, grow in your academic career, and the obstacles are there, the barriers are there. You have this big monster of gender bias and discrimination. Some of us who worked abroad and some of you who have lived and worked abroad, you know that you feel like just because of your color, your vision is being, you know, impaired simply because of your color. If you are a woman, like all of us, most of us here are, again, there is also all those biases. Lack of support. You just don't find the right mentors. Even when you think you found a mentor, they are just not the right ones. And then opportunities just don't come. Much as you try, the opportunities either delay or they don't come at all. And there's this issue of lack of roles. Now there are more and more role models, but it hasn't been like this to say that when I grow up, I want to be like so and so. Then when you say, when I grow up, I want to be like so and so, it gives you this motivation to move, to have a big vision, to try and have a big vision like them. Financial constraints are everywhere. You just have good ideas, good aspirations, good plans. The money becomes a problem. The resources you need become a problem. And then as women, we face all these family and societal pressures. You're just a woman. You are just too ambitious. Sometimes when they see a very ambitious woman, it's like a crime. You are so ambitious. Why? You are just a woman. And if you listen to such things, you can actually be pressured to reduce your vision. I already mentioned the physical and mental health. So just like we've seen with the small group discussion, and these were my own, based on my own experiences, the road is tough. The road is full of roadblocks. There are stumbling blocks everywhere. But that does not mean that we live a life without a vision. As Patience says, without a vision, people perish. Without a vision, people perish. So I want you to do a piece of homework. We've started this thinking already. When you go back home, list as many challenges as you expect to face, including those which you have already faced. Because a problem identified is a problem to be solved. Otherwise, if we walk the journey without knowing what the obstacles are, the journey is going to be even harder. But if we know what the obstacles are, we can then try and tackle the obstacles. Let's move on. So the next slide is where the focus is going to be. In my opinion, given the many obstacles we have identified from our discussion, from my own life experience, I'm sure if we had time, we could fill up this whole screen with more obstacles. What am I proposing as the soft skills you need somehow to overcome these common challenges, common obstacles? One of them is self-confidence. Have your own confidence. Look at yourself in the mirror every morning and say, I have what it takes. As you dress, as you oil yourself, just keep telling yourself, I'm confident. Because when you are low in self-confidence, no one else can help you. That's why it starts with self. It is you, yourself. So build that self-confidence. There are skills for building self-confidence. I teach this all the time. How can I build self-confidence? Also, assertiveness. Assertiveness is, don't be left, like, if it means to speak up, speak up. If it means to fight for your rights, fight for your rights. If it means to push your way, but be assertive, positively assertive. Because sometimes you can be negatively assertive, like, oh, this will not work, this is wrong, have some positivity in it. I don't know this yet, but I can learn it. I don't understand this yet, but I can look it up. I'm not sure about this, but it's learnable. Just always keeping yourself, building that self-confidence, being that assertive, expressing yourself. Otherwise, nobody will talk for you. Nobody will build your confidence for you. The next big thing for me is time management. And this is a big learning. We do a big module on time management. Time management includes things like priority setting, goal setting, time boxing, scheduling, to-do lists, how to overcome procrastination. That whole issue of time management is a vision killer. If you don't plan, if you don't set goals, if you don't commit time, if you postpone what should be today, you do it tomorrow, next year, the day after next year, you can't achieve your vision. So time management is a very, very big skill for meeting our visions. Communication, and communication is a big Pandora's box. How to listen, how to talk, how to write, how to express yourself, how to make sure you are understood, but at the same time understanding others. It's a very, very big skill. And that, again, as I said, all these skills can be improved. None of us is perfect, as patient said at the beginning. It's something that we can learn. Networking and collaboration. These are, again, skills that all of us need. People say these days, you are as rich as your network. You are as important as your network. So your vision is as big as your network, because it is through networking and collaboration that visions grow, that visions get implemented, that visions become reality. We talked about obstacle of finances. Financial literacy, understanding money, how to make it, how to save it, how to invest it, how to grow it, is mandatory as part of your vision path. So it's not like if, for example, you are a civil servant, you have a good position in government, you don't need to learn financial things. Those are for business people. At one time, I nearly thought that when I was naive, but everybody needs to know how to handle money. And money is very comfortable in the hands of people who handle it well. When it's not well handled, the speed at which it runs away is unimaginable. So financial literacy is a very, very big skill. I have included it here as a soft skill. Some people say it's a hard skill. It's a hard skill for accountants and financial people. But for us ordinary people in ordinary life, it's a soft skill. You have a choice to learn it or not to learn it. The art of negotiation. The only way your vision will work is if you are able to negotiate your way through what am I entitled to? What do I have the right
The
to?
soft skills that you need.
What is my position in this whole debate, in this whole agreement? What is it that I owe and other people owe me? You know, the art of negotiation is absolutely important in making our visions work. And of course, leadership is obvious to everybody. Not everybody is going to be a leader, but everybody needs some leadership skills. At the bare minimum, you lead by example and you lead by influence. Each one of us can. Do you know that somebody who has good influence leadership, the kakuyege, the underground movements they make can be so important. They are leaders. They may not be the ones at top, not in the hierarchy, but if you have good skills for leading by example, leading by influence, you can still play a very big leadership role. So don't think that leadership skills are for just the traditional leaders as we know them, but everyone is a leader in your home, in society, in what you do. And then problem solving, I can't emphasize it more. And somebody anyway mentioned it and said we will meet problems. Problem solving is not just a simple word. It's a whole big learning of problem solving. To arrive at the root cause of a problem is not just like I look at the problem, somebody says this is the cause, I go with the cause. And very often we are failing to solve problems because we don't have the skills and the art of just simply arriving at the root cause of a problem. There are very many living examples where somebody thought this was the problem, only to find all these years they are solving the wrong thing. The actual problem is something different because they didn't have the skills and the know-how and the tactics for problem solving. Then resilience. Resilience is when I fall down, I get up. And when I get up, I even rise higher than I was before I fell down. That's the simple way of resilience. There's nobody who doesn't need to be resilient in this whole journey of vision. We all stumble. The obstacles, as we said, are many. We will all fall. Somebody says you lose interest, you are not motivated, you are not even sure whether you are targeting the right thing. You don't have the supportive networks, but you have to have skills for resilience. Despite all these obstacles, how do I still forge ahead? How do I still struggle on? How do I still win despite these obstacles? But obviously one has to be flexible. If you say it's either like this or no. No, sometimes things change and you need to adjust a little bit, to be flexible, to adapt, to change, to learn, to grow. All that falls under this flexibility. In fact, one can call what we are doing here, when we said to grow, is to be flexible, to be malleable, to be like clay so that you can change from one thing to another. So flexibility is a very, very fundamental core skill in achieving visions. One skill that I think we underlook are these things about public speaking. And I'm not saying that you have to be a public speaker, you have to be a preacher. No, even in your own home, you can easily say, okay, people, my people, let's sit down a bit. And you give a little speech, which makes a very big impact in your home, at your work, in your business, in your church, in your life. Just being able to speak in front of more than one person or two people or three people is a very, very big skill. And these days, it goes along with presentation because people just don't like to listen only. They want to see, they want to touch, they want to feel. So at the same time as we need the skills for public speaking, we also need the skills for presentation. And more so than ever before right now, we need writing skills. Writing starts from the email you've written, the congratulation messages, how you write on your LinkedIn, how you write in your journal, if you are the type of journals every day. But most importantly, also how you write to the public, how you write for publications, how you write books. Me, myself, I'm an author. I have a book already, and or two actually. One of them is just come off the press. Writing skills are very important skills. Some people tell me these ones are hard skills. Yes, for some people they are hard skills, but for the rest of us who don't necessarily learn them in school and in our academic path, they become soft skills we need to acquire. So the skills are many. I just picked out some key ones, and I only focused on the commonest challenges. But if we go down to the nitty-gritty, for example, how do you deal with sabotaging workmates? That would bring in the element of conflict resolution. How do conflicts come about? How are conflicts resolved? Somebody says being judged and criticized. So again, how do you deal with feedback? Because you are receiving feedback, you think they are judging you, you think they are criticizing, but how that's feedback. How do you receive feedback, and how do you deal with feedback? And then work-life balance. We had one time a session on work-life balance. They no longer actually call it work-life balance, because you cannot balance life. You don't have a weighing scale that counts. You can get work-life harmony. As long as there is harmony in your work-life space, for you, it's okay. And your harmony need not be the same as my harmony. Everybody's harmony is different. So again, there you need different skills. You need skills of time management, but you also need other skills as well. And then I didn't mention empathy. Empathy is when you are able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, to try to understand what they are going through so that you can empathize with them. Again, is a very, very, very important skill. So I think at some point when we have all thought through and we have a big compendium of what every possible obstacle, we could revisit this discussion and then come up with more skills which we need to overcome those specific obstacles, so that we can have packages of obstacles and packages of skills to go with them. I realize this is just a very fast and generic presentation. So now, as they say, so now, how do you develop or master soft skills? I'm going to give you some suggestions. So if you hear of a training workshop or a seminar or a talk like this that is dealing with some of the skills I already listed, yeah? Don't miss it, because it is one of the easiest ways to learn soft skills, by attending these workshops, these seminars. If you see an online course, and some of them are free, I see them all the time. Somebody is going to teach communication skills on LinkedIn. Please sign up, it's free, take advantage. The only thing you have to put in is your time, which I think would be very valuable. If it's a free online course on some soft skill and you sign up and you take an hour like we are going to take now, you can come out more able in that particular skill than before you took it. TED Talks, be selective, because there are so many nice, beautiful TED Talks about soft skills by powerful people. Be intentional. Spend time, say, I'm going to blog some time, look for TED Talks on soft skills. I'm going to listen to them. I'm going to learn. Podcasts as well. There are many podcasts on soft skills. Join online communities. For example, make sure that you are very active on LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn, right now, if there's a trending subject on LinkedIn, it is soft skills. Because I think in the last 12 months, we've seen a very big shift in the recognition of the importance of soft skills. In fact, when I started this company several years ago, there were very few people talking of soft skills. Now, even the competition is getting really, really, really stiff. So join those communities, learn from those communities. If you see a self-help book, and now there are many, right now mine, which is just getting off the press, is called The 12 Fundamental Soft Skills for Personal, Business, and Career Growth. It's already on Amazon, and people have started already to buy it. In the coming weeks, I'm going to launch, I'm going to have it available. Any of those self-help books which can help you to learn soft skills, do get them. Articles, even in there are so many, I see so many articles, even in New Vision about soft skills, you know, in Monitor about soft skills. Read them, read blogs. If you get an opportunity to read at work, anything, in your circle, in your church, use it. Because practicing leadership is one way to learn leadership, to learn communication, to learn empathy, to learn time management, to learn resilience has been assigned to you or you volunteer to. Start to become more self-aware. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Sometimes the weaknesses, we don't want to hear about them, but be honest, be fully realistically self-aware. Because once you are self-aware, you know your strength, you know your weaknesses, you are much more readier to take advantage of opportunities. I already mentioned feedback. Some of us see it as criticism, as yes, there's critical feedback, but every feedback makes you grow. So seek it. How did I do? What do you think you know? Please tell me. How am I? How am I doing? But then be ready to accept the feedback and to use it suitably. Look what others are doing. Observe, copy. For example, if you see somebody, just you think, this one, the way they keep time, I'm going to be like them. Keep time just like them, just by observing and copying. It's a very, very easy way to learn. Then join clubs, join networks. For example, BNI, I tell you, my God, can unlock somebody and make them different. We see people who come in shy, they are timid, they are nervous. In a very short time, somebody sharp, concise, very self-confident. Rotary, the same way. You see people in Rotary, their heart is in the service of others. They are running, they are having, you know, they are giving up in their money. And I think some of you also know Toastmasters, you know. So find a club to join. Even if your time is not so much, even if your time constrained, find a club, join. Find a mentor, hire a coach, you know. But the most important is practice what you learn. I give class, and sometimes I can see on somebody's face like this one, is not going to practice. But if you learn any soft skill, practice it. And if you can, teach it to others. The more you teach it to others, the more it becomes ingrained in yourself. The more you learn that particular soft skill. So don't sabotage your own vision. You see, like this chain, once you don't have that link, the soft skills link, even if you have all these others in place, it's broken. You have sabotaged your own vision. Invest in developing soft skills. And from the examples I have given you, you don't need to invest money. Many people say, it is very difficult. No, free things if you want, you know, but invest your time, invest your emotions, invest some resources, be alert, be vigilant. Otherwise, it's very easy to sabotage a vision by not paying attention to soft skills. So I'm available. I run classes. to individuals. I mentor, I coach, I advise, I teach, I'm available. We have a center, but really we don't do much work here all the time. We are available to come to people's institutions, to people's organizations, to people's businesses. We have some universities which have given us MOUs. We go to schools. And that there is my WhatsApp number. It's also my telephone number. I'm one of those people who have only one line. I have 2 emails, my Gmail, which I use a lot, but also my Route Soft Skills email. And feel free to visit our websites at routesoftskills.com. Thank you. And if we have a little time, we can take questions. But being the time manager I am, I had structured it so that it's exactly 1 hour. And when we started late, I made up the time. Thank you so much. Let's have some questions. You can put the questions in the chats. Hello?
Yes, Dr. Jane. Wow, wow, wow. Everyone can unmute and we give her a hand clap, applauding her, thanking her for...
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Jane.
Yes, yes. Insight, things that we overlook, underlook, think we know when we don't know. Honestly, what a challenge that we have received this evening. Thank you, Dr. Jane, for your experience downloaded to us. I had already said that we are supposed to remove all that gray hair, you know, experience, and we go with that, all that wisdom. And indeed, we have gone with that. As people are putting their questions in the chat, and I think this is the time, I'm going to do a quick recap of my highlights, and then I'm going to open the floor to anyone who has a question, who has who is still lost on how to be better or on how to get in touch with you. And I would also ask Patricia put her details in the chat, her telephone number in case it was missed. Personally, I want to apologize. My internet misbehaved this time. It has never done that, Dr. Jane. You sometimes catch me, you know, online, yes, but today, anyway, I'm still on. So to me, my take home today was, of course, how you gave us the time to share in groups what our challenges are, because every vision has challenges and problems and they need to be solved. And then you looked at them, and after looking at them, somehow they were conniving with yours. Eh? They were in sync with the challenges. But what me as a vision coach, what I have encountered with most people is fear of failure. What will people say if I fail? It's not about the person. What will I say as a person, as a vision bearer? You're not concerned about yourself, the resources you put in, the time you have put in, you know, the sacrifice you have put in with your family, but you're into what are people going to say? So meaning that we live for other people. We have lost ourselves. So we are there to prove. And that is a challenge that I've encountered with people. I tell people, fail forward, period. At some at some point, I think there you gave us, we are supposed to be so resilient. And once we fall down, we stand up, dust ourselves, and move on. So I just caught that, the fear of failure that is mostly blocking people's visions. You gave us homework. You gave us homework to list more challenges. apart from the ones that you identified. And the soft skills, you gave us the soft skills that are needed to overcome the challenges. And indeed, self-confidence was one of them. But another thing, what I have also encountered as a soft skill that is needed as I coach people, I have seen people, they don't have grace for themselves. You listed many, the self-confidence, assertiveness, time management, learning, listen, influencing, problem solving. There were many, but I think we should learn, it should be put somewhere as a soft skill. Do you know we give grace to other people?
Yeah.
We are so good at giving grace to us. We don't give grace to other people. We think that we are not supposed to miss anything. We are supposed to be perfect. We are supposed to be on point. And then now, because we don't have grace for ourselves, for any room for missing it. Once we miss it, we just say, we just pile our books, you're like, that was a loss I encountered, and you pack your bags and you bury your vision. And when we are here, we hear that that some people have failed 10 times, and then they kept on. And now we are celebrating their visions. We are walking in their visions. We've run with them in their vision. But because of the other dark side that we fear, once the first time, the second time, we close shop. So to me, I don't know you as a soft skill guru, where that can be.
Yeah.
And then you've taught us how to master the skills, the soft skills. And what stood out for me was not missing out any workshop or seminar, a space like this. Just blocking 1 hour to improve yourself, or being in places which are going to help you. Then practice. That was my takeaway from this session. And then my advice is finding the mentor. As you are finding the mentor, Dr. Jane is there. We have to put in money. I have realized that every person that we admire that is better, when you go back, because we don't see the background of where they are coming from before they are, in front of the cameras, or, the platform, or even here, how you're speaking. But if you went and told us what you have put in, you have spent a lot of money. You have, I call them projects. You became your own project to reach where you are, and now we are squeezing, that knowledge that we want to put in, we want to put in, to know, and then we put in practice. So that was my take home: finding a mentor, finding a coach, knowing that you don't know, being vulnerable, and you're like, you come to Dr. Jane and you're like, I need help, and then she moves with you, and then you succeed, and your vision is up and running. Now it's time for questions, for take homes, for additions, and also for corrections. Correcting ourselves, not the speaker. Yeah, so feel free. Feel free.
So maybe if I may respond a bit to your comments. The fear of failure is real. It's a big vision killer. But also, do you know that many people fear success? And in business, people fear success. Oh my God, what if the clients get too many? And every time you think, oh, even me sometimes I say, what if I got 5 trainings? There's fear of, would I handle, There's fear of failure, which is basic, standard. I think everybody suffers it. But fear of success also comes in, especially as you make progress. A lot of the sleepless nights you're not worried about. And then you are saying, so how many people are going to log on? Is it going to be 50? Is it going, you know, just the success alone becomes a bit fear. I like very much your idea of giving ourselves grace. And without grace, I think visions perish. Because we are all vulnerable. Nobody has it all together. So in fact, I had written down vulnerability. It's one area we focus on. Because if once you realize you are vulnerable, you give yourself grace. Once you realize that other people are vulnerable as well, you give them grace as well. So it's this whole concept of vulnerability and how you handle it. A lot of it has to do with one knows it all. We cannot all human flesh. Give yourself. Yes, sir.
Judge here. I really appreciate Dr. Jane for whatever you shared with us and whoever organized this talk. Thanks so much, because looking out for people out there is it doesn't happen every day. One of the things from what Dr. Jane presented, for me, the key standout, because I couldn't choose which one is more important than the other, but the how to do what we've learned is practicing, because if you don't practice, definitely you have a lot of theory. When you talk about public speaking, you're only going to gain confidence by speaking. So practice, practice, practice. Not that I'm good at anything, but practice, practice, practice. That's the way you're going to be working at whatever you're working on. And then you get there. We are adults. We learn by practicing. Thank you.
That's very good, Dr. Jane. Thank you for emphasizing it. And Banji, well said. Ladies, Linda T. Bolts. Linda.
Hanifa's hand is up.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Dr.
This was
Hanifa, yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jane. This was so insightful. Especially when you mentioned the issue of fear, but also fearing success. You see, as a person pursuing your vision, sometimes you really see light at the end of the journey, at the end of the tunnel, but you are like, oh my God, am I able to hold it? So I've always been thinking of, you know, fear of failure, but you've really touched the other part of fear of success, which stands out for me that I should really try to watch out.
Thank you, Dr. Hanifa. Ladies, let's use our opportunity. Charity, are you ready to use your opportunity? Are there messages in the chat so that Patricia can read them out? Patricia?
Thank you so much, Patience, and a very big thank you to Dr. Jane as well for just giving us a masterclass on soft skills. There are not so many questions in the chat, but there is a comment from one of our ladies, and she's really just asking if she can get access to the slides after this session. And so the response to that, Dr. Jane, do you give me permission to share your slides? Because I have, a copy, but I need to get permission from you as well.
Yes, I give you permission to share them in PDF.
All right, and so my number is in the chat. And so anyone who wants to get Dr. Jane's slides, the ladies who are here, who are part of Vision Women Hub, will get the slides automatically because they're in a group. But we also have a lot of visitors on this call. So just reach out to me and I can talk you through how to be part of the Vision Women Hub. And I can also share with you the slides if you need the slides as well. That is it. Then there are no comments in the chat. But I see that Dr. Hanifa has introduced herself in the chat. I wish everyone on this group would go ahead and share a small introduction in the chat so that we can get to know who is next to me, on this Zoom call. Right. But Brenda has posted and said the session got her thinking about starting when you are older. Yeah, starting when you're older, being mentored.
Good. Yeah.
That's a very good one, Brenda. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand what Brenda means. This journey doesn't have, it has number of years. It doesn't have like, this has to happen before this has to happen before this. Anybody can start when they are ready. And sometimes you are at a certain stage in your life when one thing is occupying you, you do the best you can at that stage. Then you move on to the next stage. Then you move on to the next stage. So I think whenever you start is the right time. And there's nobody who says, I don't need a mentor. I myself depend on mentors.
Yeah.
I depend on mentors.
Yeah.
So everybody at any stage, what they are mentoring you may be different. The type of mentor you need at that stage may be different. But whether you start at any age, you need a mentor, you need guides, you need to read, you need to learn, you need to study, you need to grow. So I think, I don't know what you meant exactly, but don't worry. Any age is the right age. I'm over 70 and it's the right age. Even when I get over 80, it will be the right age.
Wow.
As long as I have breath and I don't have disease.
Wow. Wow. I didn't want you to finish. When you were talking about the age. Yeah, but the age thing, I didn't want you to finish. I've seen on this group we have some coaches here. I can see skills trainer and counselor Regina. I think that's part of your team. Oh, soft skills trainer and counselor. She's part of you. I've seen a parent. Dr. Hanifa is a. I've seen Dr. Hanifa as a parents coach, parents and teenage coaching. Wow, I wish I knew that before.
Somebody is put in the chat, and mentor for teenagers. I'm glad to be here always. We do have programs for teenagers, so maybe Charity reach out to me so that we can synchronize ourselves. I'm already in touch with Hanifa, but the teenagers, I tell you, they have huge needs.
Okay. Wow. I'm enjoying the collaborations and the partnerships that are going to come out of this, and the counseling that is going to, because I've seen a counselor here, and also the soft skills coaching itself that is going to come out of this session as well.
Yeah.
Ladies, if everyone is okay and has no question to ask Dr. Jane, and has no addition, and also doesn't want to tell us how they have just corrected themselves, because all of us were editing part of editing ourselves, you know, which ones are we doing well, which ones are we going to add. If no one is ready to share that, I think it is time to say a big thank you and clap for her. Dr. Jane, thank you so much for giving us your time, for being so, everyone here, you can unmute and then we clap. For giving us your generous time and knowing that it's a huge need that is needed, especially in this generation. A privileged generation needs soft skills. You enter a room with privileged children and you're like, where is Dr. Jane? We need Grandma Jane. Yeah. So thank you, Doctor, once again. What an honor and blessing to learn and grow from you. I believe the ladies have gone with homework to do. It has been a wonderful time here at Vision Women's Hub Growth Day. May God bless you. And Patricia, please say something and talk about Vision Women's Hub, how to join, how to learn more, if they need other coachings and the collaborations that have come out of there, to get in touch with you so that it is indeed a growth engage hub for ladies and some gentlemen. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Patience. Thank you so much, Dr. Jane. And ladies and gentlemen on the call. So Vision Women Hub is just a space like this. We are a group of women who believe that we need a vision to grow. We need a vision to move to the next step. So we are mentored by our CEO, Patience, but she's not just a mentor of women, she's also a mentor of men, because both of us, if women are empowered, then you're leaving the men behind. Who are the empowered women going to marry? So reach out to Patience, reach out to me. My number is in the chat. If you are on this group, on this call, and you want to be part of another group of women like-minded, we have a growth engage session every other Thursday. But beside that, we're also business women, we're also career women, and we are in this group and we hold events together, we network together, and we're growing with each other. We have built ourselves a support system. So if you want to be part of this system and you are a lady, my number is in the chat. And if you just want to have a session with our vision coach, that's okay as well. Reach out to me and I'll be able to pair you with her. I manage her schedule, so I can make that meeting happen. But our doors are open and we will be honored to host you at the Vision Women Hub. Thank you. That is it from me. Thank you so much for being on this call. And we will be back here 2 weeks from now with other amazing speakers, just like Dr. Jane. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And
Okay,
flowers.
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, everyone.